Could you take us back to the beginning? How did you discover your passion for storytelling and the arts?
Um, I think I was about 11, and in Holland I'm Dutch. I have a Dutch passport, and we when you go to like secondary school, you have this. You end the year, you end this for like a stage of your life with a musical.
Hmm.
Because like it's like a Dutch tradition. Everyone does it, whether you're into drama or not. And I remember I was such a shy kid, and I remember being so nervous, going, I just don't want to go in front of people and do it. And then turned out I literally couldn't wait for rehearsals every single week. I was just like, I was sitting in class going, please, please, please. And I think there was this one joke where my character, I was 11, my character had to pee their pants, like their underwear. And I wet myself in the toilet with water. And I came out on stage. I just decided on the day I was going to go crazy. And I came out and everyone started laughing. And I went, yeah, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life.
Hmm. That
But yeah, I've always been storytelling. Since I was young, that's where it kind of grew. Yeah.
when you look at your career as a whole, who or what has had the biggest influence, either personally or professionally?
For me, I definitely. So since that point, I went to my parents and I went, I just want to. Can I go to acting classes now? Can I? And they were just like, okay, here we go. Oh no. I think it was when I came over to England when I was about 14. I came over and I had uh, these drama classes. And I had this drama teacher called Mr. Daryl Nell, and we would do these plays. And he really, I think he believed in me, which made me go, I believe in myself that this can be a thing that I can do for the rest of my life. So I really owe him for that. Yeah.
You brought so many dynamic characters to life on the stage and screen. What has each of those different mediums taught you about your craft? And what's that transition been like going from the stage to the screen?
Yeah, I've been so blessed to do both. I adore theatre because I grew up, and when I came here when I was 14, because London has so much to
Yeah.
offer live theatre wise. I just saw everything, usually from all the way up, trying to be like, seeing little dots on stage because the theatres are massive. But I just love the feeling of kind of being in a space together with this bunch of like 1,000 strangers, and you're all sharing the same kind of emotion. I
Mm.
just thought it was beautiful. It was like this sacred space that, whatever happened for the next 2 hours, we were going to sit together and try and experience something together. And I think that's the kind of love for stage that has grown and is still growing. And I doubt will ever go away for me. And then when I started doing screen a little bit, I realized it's kind of like the natural way of, like, the way we're speaking now.
Yeah.
I realized that is so beautiful to capture that kind of that slice of that thing that we have in life of just, like real intimate kind of soft
Yeah.
conversations, which I really, really love about screen. So I'm very happy I am able to do both. And yeah.
You've got a new project out now. Can you tell us about Wedding Season, your character, and what drew you to this project?
Absolutely. Yeah. Wedding season. So Wedding Season's out now on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
You can watch all 8 episodes. I dare you not to keep watching. That's what I was going to say. I literally, because we got the first 5 episodes on set. And I remember because the story is so filled with twists and
Yeah.
turns. Um, and we got the first 5 episodes. I remember at the end of the fifth episode, I was like, come on, you can't do this to us now. I need to know what happens. Was going to the writer going, do you know? And he was like, okay, don't worry in a few weeks' time. But it's basically the story of Katie and Stefan. Katie's at her wedding. And everyone on that table at her wedding is dead. They've all been poisoned. And Katie runs off, and I'm in this friendship group with Stefan, and we've kind of been best friends forever. We met at university, and we've gone through so many things together, and we see Stefan kind of falling in love with Katie, and we try and pull him out of it. And I play Jackson, who's kind of, it's called Wedding Season because we go to, you guessed it, about
Yeah.
7 weddings. And we're all in the friendship group at an age where we're kind of settling down. It's the age where people are telling us to settle down. And weddings have become more than a party. They've become now a should we start thinking about this. Whereas Jackson, the guy that I play, is very much of the notion that it's all fake and monogamy is useless and no one should commit to anything. And yeah, he's very fun to play. And I feel, you know what, I do understand him a lot of times, because I think a lot of times we, especially age-wise, you reach a certain point age-wise, and because things have always been done a certain way, you feel like you also have to. And I think it's kind of nice to play someone who kind of just pokes and questions the reason why we do things.
And like you were just saying, chemistry is so key between this friend group, and that radiates off the screen between all of you. How were you able to build that bond? And was there a moment while you were filming when you realized, that this was gonna work?
Yeah, it's honestly, it's quite a magical thing that happened. We met on the first day. So if you're going to watch the show, not to spoil it, but episode 3 is a beach wedding. And we met on the first day, and the first day that we were all together, all 5 of us, and it was at this beach wedding. And I think all of us we were playing lifelong friends. It's hard to fake that. But it took about 5 seconds to realize we were going to be lifelong friends. It's so insane to me. I've never had this in any job, where you kind of just looked at people and we started laughing. We just started laughing in the first minute of meeting each other. And I remember a member of the crew came up to us and went, "Oh, how long have you guys," because they saw that we were kind of like digging at each other. And how long have you guys known each other? And I just went, "Oh, we just met," which was insane. It's one of those things that it's hard to describe, but when it works, it just makes. I saw them yesterday. I adore them, and they have become real friends in my life that I will have for a very, very, very long time.
This is also Disney Plus's first UK series. What has it meant for you to be a part of this milestone?
I know, it's like, even you saying that to me, I'm like, that sounds so insane to me. Like, Disney Plus is doing just such a brilliant job, I think, of making stuff that's like different and out there, and just taking the risks, and then to be part of something that's their first UK production is very, very exciting. I think I wouldn't have wished it any other way. I'm just so excited. I really hope people like it. I'm just so excited for it, because it's such a fun. It just shows love in so many different ways, and especially the character I play. It's just to see those types of characters on screen in a very like non-judgmental way, like without questioning, just they exist, right? They are there, and it's beautiful. And I really, really, really love that Disney decided that this was their first foray into UK productions.
Yeah, and like you were saying earlier, this series has so many twists and turns, and it doesn't really fit into one genre. Was there a particular scene, now that the whole series is out, was there a particular scene that you're really excited for audiences to see, and which was the most challenging for you to film?
I think for me, episode 5 is so brilliant, and I don't want to spoil it, but like, my mouth just gasped, like when I read it, because it comes out of the twist at the end, comes out of nowhere. And it's I'm very excited about that. Not just that, but also in episode 5, this is really, really like, it does both things. So in episode 5, I think you get the twist of the season, but you also get this beautiful, beautiful wedding between Layla and Anil. And what the set designers did is so gorgeous. And just having, I think that one, just the sequence of Layla at her wedding, coming into this space, it's so beautiful. And it really shows the love of the friends together, which is, that was one of my favorite days. Yeah.
And the series is out now, and it's been incredibly well received. What do you think is resonating most with audiences, and what do you hope they take away?
I think what's resonating most with audiences is probably the fact that it mixes so many genres so well together. I think anyone, if you would be watching this with 4 people, every single person, if they had different tastes, would get something out of it that they would love. And I think that's the brilliance of Oliver Littleton, who wrote the series. It moves at such a fast pace, but it really does touch upon so many different things. You've got the twists, right, which we've talked about, but you do really have also these beautiful, really intimate, lovely moments between the characters, and the love between Katie and Stefan is gorgeous to follow. So you've got this rom-com thing, and then you have a thriller, and then you have an action movie, and it's all like all in one package. So that's why I think yeah, people are loving it. Yeah.
In addition to acting, you've also written your own musical. Can you tell us a little bit about the inspiration behind After Elijah and um yeah.
Yeah. So growing up, like when I grew up and went to all these theaters, the thing that I loved the most was being in the space together with people and watching,
Yeah.
one thing and getting that energy. But the one thing that I did realize was I don't see myself a lot on those stages. And that's why I started writing. I started writing from a very young age without knowing that I actually wanted to be a writer. Just would write stories all the time. And just have loads of them on my laptop, like really silly, very bad, very, very bad stories that I will never show anyone. But I think I wanted with After Elijah to show a family like mine, like a mixed race, Middle Eastern family who kind of defied stereotypes. Because I think I grew up my whole life people telling me how my family should be or how they think my family are, when my real experience of that was so very, very different. So I wanted to show that on stage, and kind of in a similar way to Wedding Season, just show it in a very like naturalistic, non-judgmental, where these are just humans who have flaws like the rest of us, who love like the rest of us, rather than othering them so much, which is so much through my life been done to me, which is the inspiration. But it's a story about Elijah, who died a year ago, and his family's dealing with the grief of him, and they find out that his boyfriend Naeem has been living in the house. His boyfriend Naeem has been living in the house. No one's discussed it. No one said that he's his boyfriend. So it's a year after his death, and everything's just sort of come to like a boiling point, and it all comes out. Yeah, it's very exciting. And we had a showing at the other palace in London.
Yeah.
We had a bunch of producers there, so I'm in talks now to hopefully keep it going, and hopefully I can put it on a big stage so a lot of people can come.
Very cool. And have you found that your experience working as a writer has influenced or impacted the way that you approach characters on screen, or vice versa?
Absolutely, yeah. I think both feed into each other so well, because I think a lot of times as an actor, just the mere fact of saying words, sometimes you run out of breath saying lines and you go, why is that? So I think that's been really helpful for me as a writer, because you can write a lot of like a big speech, but then when you actually say it out loud, it actually doesn't sound very natural. So I absolutely love that I can do both of them together. I think they really like help each other quite a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, one final question for you. This is such an exciting time in your career. As you look ahead to the next 5 to 10 years, is there a dream role or story that you would love to bring to life on either the screen or the stage?
Yeah, I'd love to, as just as a writer, I would love to write a movie. I just have this movie in my head. I think that would be I think it was going to take some time. I've been starting with the idea for a while, but this idea that we are all very different and all very the same at the same time. I think that's the notion that's in After Elijah, and that's the thing that drew me to Wedding Season so much as well. That thing, I want to grow that idea into something a bit bigger. So I really hope I do that. And I love the genre of fantasy. So I want to put that into fantasy, yeah, or sci-fi.